grandfather died a bitter man, and his bitterness started from when the uncle of mine died, because of how important the uncle of mine was to the family. But 3 months before he died, I went to visit him, and when I got to his place, as soon as I saw his skin, because that's what we naturopathic experts use our eyes to see. So once we see a patient's skin, especially the back of their neck, that spot where the feng fu is, we could just tell if the person is going to survive it or not. Hello everybody. I hope everybody is wealthy, healthy and wise. It's been quite a while. I posted a video. Been quite busy with other things. You've always been on my mind because I'm so enthusiastic about health. I've been so healthy for more than a decade, and those around me, have been affected by it. My mother sent me a text message recently. I think I'm going to share it on the screen. Everybody around me, of course, those who are willing to pay the price, to go the extra mile, to be disciplined, to observe the laws, because it's a give and take thing. Okay, there's always a sacrifice to make to get what you want. So those who are willing to become selfless and make one sacrifice or the other with regards to nutrition or physical activity or mindset have benefited from it. When this knowledge, of natural medicine came to me, the very first motive was my being tired of being sick, because like I had always reiterated, I grew up a very sick person, and so it started affecting my daily activities, and I was looking for a way out. And one thing I know about the mindset, that is why it is good to always place your mindset at the state of what you really want. Like if you're so conscious of a particular thing, or so tired of a particular thing, and yearning for another state, you would place your mindset in an altered state, whereby it begins to attract the semblance or the indices of those things that you subconsciously yearn for. I got tired of being sick, and I was yearning for a change. I was yearning for a better health, and I stumbled upon an information. It was a verse actually in the Bible. I read that verse, and it changed my mindset completely. I meditated on it. What it meant to me was that it's not God's intention for any human being, to be sick. Even before He created the human being, He had created the remedy, the medicine, the food to keep our bodies in shape. And so that was actually the beginning of the metamorphosis towards a better health for me. And then of course subsequently I stumbled upon nutritional science. I studied it adequately, and then stumbled upon naturopathic medicine, studied it accurately and comprehensively, and so my story changed. But aside my mother and I don't think any other person had benefited from it hitherto. So my mother was my first patient, because I was getting tired of, or rather I didn't want to be perturbed by the persistent message of her ill health, and the inconvenience of me having to live where I was living, which was just to Lafayette, to be visiting her, or the inconvenience of me sending resources of materials to help uh, support her health. I decided to share the knowledge with her immediately, and uh, as soon as I did, within 3 weeks, she had started, sending messages, telling me how, she had become better, how her energy had been restored, and how she felt as though she was 19 years old. I kept that to myself for quite a while, but I discovered that I was not comfortable per se. When you're rich, all right, but people around you are poor, then you're not rich. But what I mean in my own case is that I was healthy, but people around me were not healthy. So in a way, I wasn't really healthy. It was disturbing my peace, affecting my mindset, affecting my emotions. So in the long run, I wasn't healthy. So I decided to dread what I feared the most. And what I feared the most was that people were not disciplined enough to inculcate the practices, the lifestyle changes that will bring about the health status I had attained. But as opposed to me not having a peace of mind, I would rather just spill the milk and spread this information out there so that those who have the ears can hear, pick up the baton, and run with it. And so that's what I did. So I started making videos like this. Initially, I started writing, so I would write and send text all around. And as usual, some persons started being critical about, that knowledge I was sharing with them. So I stopped. But subsequently, I continued again because I had empathy on those who were sick. And I thought, let me just dare the odds and share my message. And I started doing it in video form so that, those whom it is meant for can learn from it and become healthy. The platforms I belong to that had people that were closely related to me were the platforms I shared this video contents with the most. Oh, this was WhatsApp media. My family has a WhatsApp group. Now my extended family, we have WhatsApp group, and my secondary school also has a WhatsApp group. My secondary school class has a WhatsApp group, and there's also a WhatsApp group for my tribe. I'm an Egon man from Nasarawa State, and there's also a WhatsApp group for what I do for a living, which is acting. So I'm an actor. So those are the four WhatsApp platforms where I share this information on. And but I had stopped because I had shared enough, and I shared for quite a while, maybe 5 to 6 months, and believed that I kept sharing consistently, and I believe that that time frame was enough for those who are really serious to pick up the message, take the gauntlet, and run with it. So the reason why I actually started even sharing this information was because, first of all, I have an uncle who died. He had liver problem and he died. I miss him so much, and I remember he was such of an importance to our family. He was basically the seniors, the he was basically the spine that held our family together. So losing him affected me badly, seriously, psychologically. I was seriously affected. I was even much more bitter that it devastated my grandfather's state of mind. It devastated. It turned my grandfather. It turned my grandfather apart, and my grandfather died a bitter man, and his bitterness started from when the uncle of mine died, because of how important the uncle of mine was to the family. But 3 months before he died, I went to visit him, and when I got to his place, as soon as I saw his skin, because that's what we naturopathic experts use our eyes to see. So once we see a patient's skin, especially the back of their neck, that spot where the feng fu is, we could just tell if the person is going to survive it or not. So I studied his skin, and especially that part of his neck, and it 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 didn't show any promise. So immediately I couldn't tell his children. I just told my younger sister that I don't think this uncle of ours was going to live through the next 3 months. And if he live beyond 3 months, then it must be a miracle. At times, such miracles happen because there's this actor, a very popular actor whose name I will mention. Um, I saw him with that kind of a skin too, and tried to reach out to him and sharing this knowledge, telling him what he needed to do. I don't outrightly tell those those people or those patients that their body was breaking apart and it could lead to their death soon. No, I just I just try to empathetically support them and share the information with them and see if they would comply. So this man, I look at his eyes. So it's the eyes too. I looked at his eyes, his skin, and of course I knew that something was wrong somewhere. And if he's not lucky, he was going to kick the bucket. I shared the information with him. He took it with a kith glove. Normally, when people take such information or good tidings with a kith glove, I don't push further. I'm always having a peace of mind because I had done my part, sharing the knowledge. But to my greatest dismay, um, okay, I kept seeing him afterwards, and he kept looking worse, and I then he started looking better. So miracles could happen, at times, but in very few, very rare occasions. In very rare occasion, you would see that a person had attained that fatal state of health, but in the long run, regained their health. Saw him the last time I saw him. His skin didn't connote that. He looked better. I was happy for him. I didn't speak more, but there was this other actor who is late now that is very popular actor. He's internationally popular, and I wouldn't want to mention his name not to raise any dust or give bloggers, wings to fly. When I saw this actor, I knew he was going to go. So what I did was, for usually at that point in time, I was still skeptical about sharing the information with people because I never knew how they were going to take it. You know, I naturally didn't want to intrude in their private space and bring something to the table that was alien to them or that could just distort, you know, um, their table. And so I was skeptical about sharing that information with him. But I kept having this dream, somebody like an abstract being. I don't know if I don't want to say it was God, but it was a larger than life being, telling me that I needed to pass that information to this actor because if he died, then his blood was going to be on my head, and um, that knowledge was shared with me so I could help people. And so I reached out to another actor who is a friend and a colleague of mine. I'm going to mention his name because he's not that popular. His name is Uncle Sam. He's a very popular actor in Abuja anyway. So I'm calling his name so that you can, if you know him, you can ask him. So I called him and said, well, I know that because he's actually very close with. The day I met the man, we actually went for a birthday party. This Uncle Sam was actually with us. So Uncle Sam's actually very close to the man. So I told Uncle Sam that I needed to see that particular actor who is late right now, because of his health and what I could do to restore his health. Uncle Sam said, I explained myself to Uncle Sam vividly and, comprehensively. And he was like, if I had this information and I could help, why didn't I tell the man outrightly on that day we met at the birthday that I should have just opened up, you know? So I said, well, I don't know. I was just, I don't know. I was just dragging my foot for personal reasons, not knowing if he's going to buy the idea, So Uncle Sam said, no. I had something tangible I wanted to present to the man, a life-saving information that I should have gone ahead to, and he was right. And he said, okay, he was going to help, and so I told him, fine. So reach out to this man. I'll come talk to him, and then I don't mind coming to his kitchen and cooking things he's going to eat, or direct his wife on how she's going to cook. He said, fine. That should give him, he said 1 week. But unfortunately, 2 weeks after then, this popular actor died, And then the next straw that broke the camera's back was another friend of mine, an actor. His name is Chima Precious, a very good friend of mine. I also saw him before he died, and from the look of his skin and his eyes and his weight, I knew something was wrong. And nature of his skin told me that it was fatally related. He was at a fatal state. So, well, he's my friend. So I immediately we're very good friends. So I reached out to him and spoke to him physically, directly, bodily, and asked to know what was wrong. And he didn't really open up. Those of you watching this video who know Chima Precious will know that he was a very jovial person who liked making jokes out of things, and so that was how he acted. And so he didn't really open up. He made me believe everything was all right, that it was just a mess sickness and he was fine. In fact, he didn't even let me talk. That's the truth of the matter. That's the way he actually behaves. It's his nature. He kind of tries to not take things too seriously. Maybe I should have pushed further, because every day I remember his death and I feel I should have done something, and it aches me. I miss him. And so when I heard that he died, I couldn't take it anymore, and I started making these videos. And the first place I started posting this video contents was on the actors WhatsApp forum in Abuja. And ever since, before I subsequently started sending to my family WhatsApp group and my school WhatsApp group and all that. And it was at that point I started having a peaceful sleep at night. Because prior to that time, my mind was always being, bombarded with feeling of guilt, of not passing the information to people or reaching out to people who need this information. So as soon as I started posting those things, I started sleeping well. I started looking good. I started being happy. That guilt had left me. That weight on my shoulder had dropped. But I became myself. And having shared those contents on those platforms, incessantly for at least 6 months, if not a year, I feel I've shared enough, and those who are serious had sent a message, picked up the gauntlet, and they're running with it. That's what I believe. So I've stopped sharing video contents like this on that platform, and I'm just going to be uploading it on my YouTube page, and pray that it reaches out to people, and you can help others by sharing this video or recommending the, the, the channel to people, because I'm going to be churning out information regularly until death, separates me from this world. So there are thousands and thousands of tips, hacks, and tricks to health I'm going to be sharing, and it's not ending, and you wouldn't want to miss any of them. You need to look healthy. You need to be healthy. You need to live. You need to lead a peaceful and healthy life. The advantage is enormous. Trust me, it is enormous. It gives you peace of mind. You don't waste your money going to the hospital except for just checkup, which I do sometimes. You don't waste your money on medication. You'd rather use this money to go buy meat or fish or vegetables or clothes, you know. So join me on this ride and let's go there together. The future is full of promise. Trust me, the future is full of promise. And until the next video, keep being healthy, wealthy, and wise. I love you.